Time for us to deal with the Mogg Latan Shrine. This is just beginning to head west from central Hyrule and is nestled up on Satori Mountain. Once inside, you can see some swings. Now, I've let this one stop just so you guys can start seeing how in here is going to work. Now, it's worth noting we can't really add momentum to the swings once we are on them, so we kind of need to grab them with the magnet, pull as far back as you can, and then what I tend to prefer doing is jumping on it when it swings back, and then jumping off on the other side. You can do this twice in here, so here's basically going to be a second run of exactly what we just did. We're going to pull this back as far as I can, let go of it, oop, let go of it, I'm going to jump on its backswing, then jump off on the other side. Should not be too bad. Now, I wish I'd said this at the beginning, but you are going to want to bring along some cheap arrows. You don't want to be wasting any of your expensive ones on the bridge ropes here. It's going to allow us to get across. The chests in here are fairly easy to see. We need to make some space. Once you've got your loot, we can move on to the metal balls over here. And as you're going to see, most of the puzzles here are magnetism related. I have a really cool trick for this one. Thank you to Gary Williams for showing me this, where we can basically wrap this over its holder. Make sure you bring it down, otherwise it'll try and reset itself, but now we don't really have to worry about it. The alternative would be kind of dancing with it. You can move it out to the side, and then stand on the other side of it, and then bring it back into the middle, but being as it lets us put this all the way over, there's really very little reason not to take advantage of that. Once we've hung them all over, it gives us access to the next chest. More magnetic puzzles then. The next one is a bit more momentum based. We need to pull this over and then jump on it as soon as it comes over. To access it, you do need to get quite close to the edge of the platform, as you can just see. Get straight on it. Why is it not going? Here we are. Once we're down here, we need to make steps with this next set of platforms right here. Let's bring this one over. You can see there's a chest behind it, which makes this a little longer than it might otherwise be. So the chest contains 300 rupees. The good thing is, if we happen to miss the platform, we'll reset back over on that platform just there. So we won't really lose any progress, which is real nice here. So we're just going to go ahead, jump off, get the glider out, come on over for the chest. Now we're going to need to rebuild the steps in both directions, so I apologise, this takes a little bit of a while. It's not quite reached as far as I'd like, but we should be fine. Cool. So once you've rebuilt your steps, you'll be facing the final door. We've got a couple of ways of dealing with this. There is the quickest way, in my opinion, which is... And I think this is the best way. I'm going to show you guys probably the other way that you could use. I just burn this with a fire arrow. What is probably the intended thing to do is to get out your stasis, freeze the lantern, get your bow out, get a normal arrow, cut this, switch to magnesis, and spam magnetism on it, and you'll be able to catch it and drop it onto the leaves. But we are not about that. Instead, now they've cleared all this out, we can open the doors and grab our orb.